Good day once again. Today we'll be talking about the periodontal ligament under the following outline: the introduction, constituents of this ligament, and functions. Of course, it's going to be a very short lecture. By way of introduction, the periodontal ligament is a dense fibrous connective tissue that occupies the periodontal space between the root of the tooth and the alveolus, that's the alveoli bone. It is derived embryologically from the dental follicle and continues above the alveolar crest as the gingiva, the gum, right? And below at the apical foramen as the dental pulp. Hence, we could relate, that is why gingivitis can progress to periodontitis. You get? And then dental caries that has formed cavities that has penetrated the dentin up to the pulp, it could lead to periodontitis. That is the relationship between dental caries and periodontitis, as well as gingivitis and periodontitis. So in both of those conditions, periodontitis could result because of this simple relationship. The periodontal space is averagely 0.25 millimeters in diameter, and the shape is hourglass with the narrowest portion at the mid-root level. So, for those that don't know the shape of hourglass, something like this up here. So, that's an example of an hourglass shape, and that's how the periodontal space is. Moving on. Constituents of the periodontal ligament. It is made up of fibers, ground substance, cells, blood vessels, as well as nerve bundles of fibers. Now, for the fibers, we have the collagen fiber and oxytalan. Collagen fiber makes up 95%, while oxytalan makes up 3%. Now, the collagen fibers, we have the type 1 being the major collagen fiber, 80%, and type 3 being 15%. Sorry, this should be type 3 and not type 2. So type 3, yep, makes up 15%. We have other collagen fibers there, other type collagen fibers there, but majorly type 1 and type 3. Now, the collagen fibers that are wrapped up by the processes of the fibroblasts. Fibroblasts are cells in the ligament, and the process of these fibroblasts, when they wrap these collagen fibers, they are termed principal fibers. Now, the principal fibers embedded in the cementum are called Sharpie fibers. If you can take yourself back to the extrinsic acellular cementum, you remember that the fibers come from the periodontal ligaments. Now, these fibers are principal fibers, but when they are embedded in the cementum, they are called Sharpie fibers. Now, another constituent is your ground substance, which is made up of GAGs, proteoglycans, and glycoproteins. Your GAGs, majorly your hyaluronan, others are there, and the majorly influence permeability of this periodontal ligament. Proteoglycans, on the other hand, we have majorly the proteodermatan sulfate, which increases strength of collagen fibrils and assists fibrillogenesis, and it actually resembles decorin present in the skin. Moving on. The glycoproteins present include the fibronectin and tenascin. Others are also there. Cells of the periodontal ligament include the fibroblasts, which is responsible for synthesis, secretion, and degradation of proteins. The collagen fibers, etc., being synthesized by the fibroblasts. Now, the fibroblast also has the ability to degrade the collagen fibers. Now, these characteristics tend to point towards a specialized connective tissue. Just like we have blood being a specialized connective tissue, the periodontal ligament could be referred to a specialized connective tissue. There are certain characteristics. This is one: degradation of collagen fibers. The fibroblasts are also motile. They have cilia. Fibroblasts and other connective tissues do not possess cilia. So these are some of the characteristics that we could say or assume or conclude that the periodontal ligament is a specialized connective tissue. Other cells include the cementoblasts and the osteoblasts. The osteoblasts are lined close to, it's between the periodontal ligament is between the alveoli bone and the root. So the cells lining the alveoli bone are the osteoblasts, while those lining the cementum on the root is the cementoblasts. We also have osteoclasts and cementoclasts. Remember that when we come to functions, you realize that one of the functions of the periodontal ligament is maintenance and repair of bone and cementum. So these osteoclasts and cementoclasts are there to reshape, resorb bone where necessary, just to make sure that this bone are in shape, as well as the roots, that is the cementum, are in shape. So the other cells include the epithelial cells. Now, rest of these cells are called rest of Mahler cells. We have defense cells, mast cells, eosinophils, macrophages. Mast cells being there, meaning that we could have anaphylactic reactions, anaphylaxis, right? For the blood supply, we have the lingual and palatine arteries, which majorly supply the region close to the gingiva. Then we also have the inferior and superior alveolar arteries, which are the major blood supply to the periodontal ligament. Nerve supply, it is well innervated. Sensory fibers are for nociception and mechanoreception, that is pain and pressure, right? So autonomic fibers are majorly to blood vessels, controlling blood vessels. And for the functions, we have 4 major functions: attachment and protection against occlusal loads. It's mastication or whatever you place in your mouth to chew. For the attachment and protection against these loads, the periodontal ligament plays a major role. Tooth eruption, support and drifts, formation and maintenance and repair of alveolar bone and cementum. We have talked about that. And neurological control of mastication via its mechanoreceptors, right? So look at the diagram below there. Just a very simple sketch. You can check your textbooks for better diagrams. So this, you could refer to this as your tooth, right? And this is your alveolar bone, and this space is your periodontal space, where the periodontal ligament is attached. These periodontal ligaments have fibers directed in. We have horizontal fibers, we have oblique fibers, you have vertical fibers that make up these periodontal ligament, that is principal fibers. So that's majorly the periodontal ligament. There's not much, but I believe with this we have an idea of what the periodontal ligament is. Thank you.